rolling. And action.
Hey, what's up guys? It's Travis.
It's like being a magician. You create visual effects and people ask, how did you do that? How did you do that? And that in itself is a reward enough.
I would think that what you want to do is maybe be saying those things as you're moving it.
With technology now, anybody can do it.
My name is Tony Grajeda. I'm a graphic designer by trade.
I'm Paul.
I'm Angie.
And we're AMP Productions.
My name is Josh Carlson.
And I'm John Gianelli.
And we're the co-founders of Second Star Productions.
My name is Luis Alcazar and I'm a filmmaker.
I'm Michael J. Barnes and I specialize in video editing and visual effects.
My name is Mark Reynolds.
And I'm Greg Reynolds. We are the Reynolds Brothers.
Probably was about 2005 or so when I was living in Southern California. I met some friends through some mutual friends that lived here in the Central Valley, and they introduced me to some guys that ran a studio out of Studio City in California, and they did motion design. And that's the first time I really saw motion design, and it just opened up my eyes, and I found out that motion design for broadcasting entails graphic design, sound, filmmaking, production, anything that has to do with the creative arts industry just came together. And at that point I thought, you know, I can actually see my artwork move, and that's what I wanted to do.
I've been doing this since I was like 13, 14. It's me and my brother making movies with our cousins and stuff on like VHS and High 8. And then took multimedia classes in high school, went to MJC, got involved in the film program, worked there for a little bit under Carol Mingus, and that's where I met Angie.
And I started in film at Modesto Junior College, taking film classes. I was actually accidental. I was just experimenting with lots of different types of artsy classes, and film was the most interesting to me. So I met Paul. He was a lab aide, and we actually had a lot artistically in common. So we just started collaborating together, and we've been making movies together ever since.
What got me into the filmmaking world in the first place was I was part of a Boy Scout club that did filmmaking. And I did one short video, and I had a friend who was in the club, a Boy Scout club, to help me edit on his computer using his Mac, and it was called iMovie, I believe, at the time. And this was back in January of 2005, and when I was editing with him, I'm like, this is really cool, putting together the pieces of video in the order that I want to. It's like creating my own world. A year later, when I went off at Modesto Junior College, I saw they had film classes there, so I decided to take some. I eventually got my own computer and editing software and my own camera and just started making movies, and I found I really, really enjoyed it. And I made some friends along the way, some colleagues that I still work with to this day on occasion and on a weekly basis.
It started when I was in high school. I had a project that we had to do, and we ended up doing a history. It's called Latinos in Vietnam, and it was just a bunch of kids, and we just ended up doing a film, and I ended up directing it and editing it on VHS, so you can just imagine that process.
That's Louis, or Louis.
This is being awesome right now.
In 30 seconds, I'm going to punch you in the face.
To use the restroom, and I woke up.
We've really relied on the actors in the community by going to shows and basically plays, Playfest, and through there we've actually realized that a lot of people are just talented in a lot of areas as far as like music, acting, writing, and we've been able to collaborate a lot with them.
People love film in the big cities, but I think they've kind of figured out how to monetize it. And shooting here in the Central Valley, you really feel wanted, and that the community enjoys being part of the filmmaking process.
Our first feature, we were originally going to shoot it in Los Angeles, and when we did the budget, it was $500,000. And a lot of that money was going towards police officers getting time and a half, location fees. When we came to Modesto, they didn't charge us with any of that. They opened their arms, they let us shoot wherever we wanted for free. So that was like, that saved us $400,000.
The city of Riverbank, we did go through them to get some shots at a park, Jacob Myers Park, and they were really good about, as long as we had insurance, we had, you know, weapons and few characters and costumes and stuff, and they had no problem with it. They even had a police presence there kind of show up and check on us just to make sure everything was okay.
That was the other thing I was trying to think of.
But yeah, they were really cool about letting us shoot there, and as long as we had the insurance and we signed all the papers and stuff, it didn't cost us anything.
The community here in Modesto has been great for the last couple of years. I've been trying to earn my master's in motion media design. So with courses online, they give us projects where we have to go out and film our own material. And I've known Luis Alcazar for about 10, 12 years now, and through him we met various filmmakers in the community that I had no idea Modesto had. And I met Chad, John, Josh, Osa, Travis, all these different people who have the same passion and talent. When I was working on one of my master's final projects, I just made a couple of phone calls and posted some stuff online, and I had a great response. And people came out in droves to help me out, and I'm very thankful for that.
One of our projects I'm currently working on in this local area is called Grid 2.0, and that all started with the first film, The Grid, which we filmed back in July of 2011. There were only like 5 or 6 of us working on that. We filmed primarily in Turlock, and there was only one cameraman, one camera operator, and no sound equipment, and a couple of lights. Grid 2.0, however, we have at least 3 different film groups involved: Smoking Pictures, Bluestone Entertainment, and Second Star Productions. Because they loved the first one, they thought, we want to help you guys make the sequel to this. So as a result of doing some work, other people recognize it and now want to help make the sequel.
Just connecting with the other filmmakers and being there and helping them out and having them help us out, and just those networks, I think, is really important.
I've got like a lot of Facebook people who I don't know who I'm actually, you know, how I know them, but it would be through Cinema Rising. And then when that Facebook page closed down, I just had a bunch of friends who I had never met, and
honestly, I don't know if we would still, how much filmmaking we would even be doing if it hadn't been for some of those connections and just the inspiration that other people in this community bring. And when we were looking for crews this summer, it was because of some of those connections, not even people that were at Cinema Rising, but people I knew from Cinema Rising who knew of other filmmakers in Modesto. They gave me names and allowed us to make some movies last summer, and then we've been doing quite a bit since then.
Cinema Rising is a now defunct, basically it was a film co-op. They met like once a month at the State Theater, and it was just basically a circle of filmmakers who would sit around, and it was mostly about networking. It didn't last long enough to actually like produce any projects, but I think it was done kind of old school, so to speak, instead of what we're doing now is making it online accessible.
Like what Luis is doing, the Drifting Souls films.
Drifting Souls, that's what it was, yeah.
Now I'm actually working on a website that is for local filmmakers. They can go in there and they can share their projects and have other people help them out. And I think it's a great resource for people that are coming into filmmaking, or professionals that need a great team to help them out. So the website is called driftingsoulfilms.com, and it's for any filmmaker, anything that has to do with filmmaking, directors, lighting, writers, makeup artists, anybody that loves film can go into the website and sign up. It's free. There's no charge. There's no ads or no nothing that is going to take away from the experience. So I really recommend everybody just go and meet other filmmakers.
You really learn by doing. Every time we shoot something, we learn something new.
It's also important to work on a big production. Like get out there, become an intern or a production assistant on a Hollywood feature film, because there's certain protocols that you have to learn if you're going to be a leader. You have to know how to work with all the different departments, and there's no better way than to get on a big production.
Find a team. It's very important to have a great team when it comes to filmmaking. It's very hard to be working by yourself on a project and not having anybody to help you out. And if you try to do everything, it's just impossible. You can be good at everything, but you can't be the best at everything. So if you find those people that can make your film even better, having a great director, having an editor, a special effects guy that would help you with your film, that would be the way to go. That's one thing to really go out and get is a really good team.
I think the best thing you can do when you're just learning is to just focus on one thing at a time, and then once you've got that, you build on it. So you just focus on one skill, like a good story, and once you got a good story, you shoot it. Don't worry about, just get it done, because I think a lot of people get stuck up on all the little details and just nothing ever gets accomplished. I think you should start small and not start with the feature. You should start with little shorts. Once you've got a good story, work on your lighting. Once you got your lighting down, work on your sound. Once you got your sound down, work on your acting, and just building all those elements one at a time, I think is a really good way to start.
You have to be consistent. You have to keep at it and never give up. So if you keep working at it, eventually you'll get out there. And each time you do a project, even if it's a small gig, it's a stepping stone. Eventually you'll get better with your skills over time. It's about commitment and consistency, and most importantly, you have to love what you're doing in order to truly, really be good at it.
No one needs to really tell you, do it. You can do it. There's nothing really stopping you now. Cameras are so easily, readily accessible. So are editing programs. If you want to learn, you can always go on YouTube and they'll teach you how to do things. I've done that before. If you know someone that does do it, I would, try to be by them all you can. Try to soak up as much knowledge as you can. If you really are interested in doing stuff like this, just do it. You don't really need anyone to give you permission. You don't really need to be a good writer or a good cinematographer. That will come. Come through practice.
Yeah, definitely. I would just say don't doubt your instincts. If you have an instinct to want to write something or to pick up an instrument, try acting. If you have no idea if you're going to be good at it, I would say don't even think about that. Don't let it even enter your thoughts, because you never know until you try it.
When doing cinematography, I think learning lighting. Then I say lighting, it goes off.
Do it.
I wish there's I must ask you a question.
What do they teach you guys at that school?
What's a camera? That 24 frames equals 2 seconds, and
Actually, 24 frames equals 1 second. You got it.
Exactly.
Oh my god, there's a werewolf! And the werewolf wears shorts!
Why, hello. Welcome to my adult film studio.
really?